Monday.
Hi.
Happy Monday.
Thanks for joining us. We're the Hatch Homes Group, and this is our weekly Monday housing market update. We're going to go over a few things today. One, we're going to talk about appraisal waivers and appraisal gaps. That's something really big right now in multiple offers, and a lot of people don't understand them. We're going to talk about the most recent market action report that has some great stuff on it in terms of what's happening in the market. And then we're going to have a featured property, a 70s gem. So, John, you want to start us off with the market action?
Sure. Market action report came out from RMLS just a couple of days ago, and it reflects the activity for February. Now, normally in February, we see a slight drop in listings, seasonal drop, but we saw a bit of a steeper drop, 10.3% drop in. There were 2,474 new listings, which is a little bit less than last year, but also the pendings went down a little bit as well. So we ended up with the same 1 month of inventory, super low inventory. But what will happen seasonally, and we're seeing this starting to happen in the first week or two, a couple of weeks in March, an uptick in listings. So that's what we're expecting. I thought we have seen a drop in the days on the market. 42 days is the days on the market for the average days on the market, which is a drop of like 38%. But I thought I'd highlight a couple of areas that have seen the most significant change. We've seen like Lake Oswego, West Lynn area has seen the biggest growth year over year. If we look at the past 12 months with the previous 12 months, we've seen a 13% increase in prices. That's the highest in the metro area, and we've also got the highest average sales price at $845,700. The second, by the way, the second biggest growth area is Tigard, Wilsonville area, seeing a lot of activity there in prices. Yeah.
I've been talking to some clients because I have some clients a few clients getting ready to list in Tigard, and I just sold a house in Tigard, and so I've been watching it a lot. And recently this house came up and it was already priced at the height of what comps were showing, and then it sold within a week, like actually sold from pending to close because it was a cash buyer, for significantly over that. And so it's just a real testament to the market right now in Tigard. And I know a lot of people might be surprised by that. With Lake Oswego, we were talking about this and just how like that was also surprising because it's already a high end, like how much more do they have to go there? But again, we've had buyers looking in that area and there just hasn't been that much going on. So the low inventory is really driving these price increases.
Absolutely. So yeah, and that 13% year over year is definitely way above average, probably by double. So healthy market increase should be like 4 to 5% year over year appreciation. So that's kind of an indication of what these low inventory market is doing to prices.
Definitely.
So look out for that, because as more listings come up and interest rates start to tick up a little, they're kind of going up and down, but that will probably change the dynamics because that kind of appreciation isn't going to be as sustainable as, a normal market if we ever get back to that.
Well, when we had double digit increase last time, which that was like 2017, we had that. We ended up having just like a kind of more of a plateau that happened. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's not sustainable. It's going to tank. No. In our market, just with what it is. It's more like in the future, we might see it just plateau out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, so in terms of, you know, what's happening there with the price increase, of course, that means that appraisal waivers are a big part of multiple offers right now. And if you don't know what that is, it means that buyers right now in really competitive situation are having to tell the seller, hey, if it doesn't appraise for what we want to purchase it at, we will cover the difference of the price. Now, in the past, when it's not competitive, what happens is that you have like if the home doesn't appraise for value, we go back to the seller and we try to negotiate down to what the appraised value is. Occasionally we'll be like, okay, let's try to meet in the middle if the buyers can. But in this market, you have to be prepared to know your numbers on what it would take to take a home with an appraisal waiver. So there's different, depending on the competitiveness, maybe we'll just waive 5,000, maybe we'll waive 10,000. Appraisal gap. But, you know, as we all have experienced in the most competitive of situations where you're not getting it unless you totally waive the appraisal contingency. Now, luckily, we've had a lot of great situations where the home still ended up appraising and our buyers didn't have to cover a gap. But one thing we want you guys to know is that like you don't necessarily have to bring more money to the table to do that, right? So say you have low down payment and that's really scaring you, like appraisal gap. Maybe you're doing 5% down. If there was an appraisal gap, instead of bringing more money to the table, you would just take a higher mortgage. So that could maybe only mean $25 a month, maybe on your mortgage, and you can make it happen. So you go from maybe you were doing 5% and you're going to do 3% down because you have to like cover more of a gap. So I think the biggest thing for buyers right now is to make sure that your lender is running numbers for you, that you know what it would take to waive an appraisal on different, like on if I had to waive 10,000 or if I had to just completely give it up, what would that mean? And the lenders they should be pretty good at at this point figuring that out for you or helping you figure that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you have any questions about that tactic, please reach out to us. It makes sense when you have a growing market that you're going to be having to pay the appraisal gap and not thinking of it necessarily as you're overpaying. You're paying what the market is bearing right now. So in a few months, that's going to be the comparable sales, right? We're seeing the price increase.
That's key. Yeah.
Anything else to add to that before I go into the feature property? Okay, so we just thought, you know, so next week we have actually some really great listings coming up next week that we will talk about. But right now, I actually saw this house pop up, and I was super into it. It's 1978. It has 1978 written all over it, but I think in a good way. It's a 945, a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, over 4,000 square feet. And this house has a pool. And if you guys know me, you know, I'm kind of obsessed with homes with pools. So this would definitely be a dream to kind of do like maybe a mid-century modern vibe here, but look at those ceilings.
Ceilings are amazing. And the big fireplace, like you could redo that in such a nice way. Rip up all the carpet.
You know, like look at that 70s light fixture. Like modern light fixtures today are getting their inspiration from those, you know. Some people think it's dated, but look, like those light fixtures, even like modern, you know, modern
sells a replica of those.
Yes. This is the OG. Great high ceilings surrounded
really cool
by
angles.
Lovely wallpaper.
Skipping that one. Yeah, but I mean large rooms.
Oh my God.
John loves this wallpaper. This is like if he had a choice, this would be his dream bathroom. But look at that loft. That's so cool. My kids would love that.
Yeah, the potential here is incredible. Like absolutely stunning. The square footage of it, the yard.
Yes.
And the pool. It's coming. Wait for it.
There we go. I wish the cover was off.
Would have been a lot nicer picture, yeah.
But you can tell there's a pool under there, and it's surrounded by trees. And it, you know, they have a big driveway. I just think this house has amazing potential. And people might be like shocked that it's 9:45, but just remember it's got a lot of space and I think a lot of good bones. So yeah, we'll keep
And
an eye
really
on that.
prime location too. You're like close to 26 and Cedar Hills and straight into downtown Portland. So if you'd like to schedule a tour of that, if you're
Yeah, it's right next to our office.
Mhm.
Super close. But anyhow, that's our featured listing for today. If you have any questions about the real estate market, please reach out to us. We're here to help. And have a great week.
Okay, have a good week, everyone.